what do I think about this game? Because that's why we're all here. That's what we need to talk about. That's what we care about. As always, I'm gonna judge everything I've played, and I played quite a lot. Okay, like I know live this game for the entirety of the free trial, of the free beta, sorry, that we've had. And other than the feedback, which I will give and I will talk about at the end of the video, the 3 pillars of a game have to do with story, gameplay, and audio with visuals. Alright, now in my opinion, this game started really well from the beginning. The cinematic was super immersive. It engaged very much the good old dark vibes that usually go with games like this. And why do I say usually? This is a different approach than the one we had in Diablo 3. Not too different, mind you, like there are a lot of connections, obviously, and we'll talk about this when it comes to lore, but visually and aesthetically, it's darker, okay? It's more horror-themed. It's not as light as one would, well, it's named Diablo 4, okay? It's Diablo, that's it. It's dark stuff, okay? Lots of corpses, lots of blood, lots of demons. The graphics of the game, mind you, if I go right now and show you my graphics in the options, alright, you will notice that I have everything at low. So even though I did do that, the graphics are very aesthetically pleasing, like the areas are very beautiful. If I go out in the open world and show you, or if you check out the YouTube video yourself, you will see that it is actually fairly pretty, you know? Like the detail to the ground, I mean, it's an ARPG, right? But for its type, for its genre, it looks really good. And the one I want to focus at is aesthetically pleasing. Looks good to the eye. Audio-wise, I think that this game had one of the best voice acted, is one of the best voice acted games I have ever played. Every single character, be it important or not, they're different in accent. Like, you know that the localization team did really good job. Why? Because you see, you got people from all over the world. Like, I heard of a lot of different accents, and I loved it. At the same time, the abilities you do, it feels good. Like, you want to hear the sound. I have been playing Diablo 3 before I came to Diablo 4 because, like, I thought to myself, in order to be able to make a good comparison, you need to have recently experienced the game. Now, I bought Diablo 3 all the way back in PlayStation 3 when it came out, Reaper of Souls, same. And I also gave it a try for PC. I own both copies, like, both for PlayStation and PC. So I gave it a lot of hours. We're talking about hundreds of hours, if not 1,000. Like, would it be an overstatement to say I had over 1,000 hours? No. Why do you care? I'll explain. Moving from 3 to 4, I definitely saw the change in the graphics and in the audio. Diablo 3 already had very good voice acting, impressive, like Leah, Deckard Cain, Adria, Tyrell, come on, alright? Imperius, all of them. I don't really remember the names of all the agents that we heard. I remember the cinematics. Why? Because, I mean, it's been a decade plus since I did the campaign, right? What I want to focus at is the voice acting is impressive. Visually aesthetic, I want to give this like, I want to give it an 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10, and the sound I will actually give a perfect 10. The audio is good, you go out there, the ambience is very immersive, it makes you want to play more, it makes you want to know more. And this is where we move to the second part, the gameplay. The gameplay for me makes or breaks a game. You can have very good audio and very good visuals, but if your game doesn't feel good to play, you're gonna lose it. Now, mind you, okay, sure, the gameplay was good. It was good. Okay, we start from a solid 6 to 7, okay? But it wasn't something spectacular. It was like Diablo 3, but like now it's Diablo 4. Like, you just change the 3 with the 4 and it's kind of the same game, but like, I'll be honest, with less spazzing around. Like, if you play Diablo 3, you know, like, it's super, like, engaging, super quick, super, okay? Like, it's a bit all over the place. This is a bit, I don't want to say slower, I don't want to say clanky. It's different in both a good and a bad way. Like, if you were to put me to change between Diablo 4 and Diablo 3 gameplay, I would be torn because actually, even though they are the same thing, it feels as if something has changed. Now, let's talk about the negative things here, okay? Not the ones from the beta, because, look, when it was the beta game, I had some light glows appearing on my screen. I had my skeleton spazzing left and right. Sometimes they bugged and I had to relog. I had the game crash on me twice. I'm not gonna talk about this. The game is a beta. We don't judge the game about that. But, and here's the big but. Why do we have like mouse and keyboard? Mouse and keyboard is terrible for these types of games. Now, mind you, I played Diablo 3 as a son in both PlayStation 3 and on PC. On PC I played it with mouse and keyboard, on PlayStation 3 I played it with, you know, the DualShock 3. You have no idea how much better it is to play a game like this on a controller. It feels really, really good. It was designed for that. They said that they added controller support for Diablo 4. I don't know if that's the case with DualShock 4 from PlayStation 4. I haven't tested it myself, I haven't tried it, so I cannot speak about this. If it is like Steam, where Steam actually allows you to... It gives you full support no matter what the controller you have. You can play PC with an Xbox controller, with a PlayStation controller, with whatever controller. It works, it gets recognized, it's all good, okay? I cannot tell you if you have a PlayStation controller if this will work with this version of the game. But, I mean, I don't know, just go buy a controller and use that controller, right? Do yourself a favor, try it out, it's significantly better than mouse and keyboard, alright? Moving with mouse, using abilities with mouse, it doesn't work as much. At the same time, they do have a choice in the options. I don't remember where the fuck I found it, I think it's in gameplay somewhere. Where like you're moving, okay, when you can move, you can assign a different mouse to move, a different mouse button to move. Here is the problem. What happens? It is only about movement, So you can't really interact with doors, you can't click on corpses, it's just movement. So it's good, but not really. I don't see why we can't have a WASD type of movement for this game. Like I feel that it would work, you know. Maybe it would be weird if you had to move diagonally and it was not in a perfect diagonal angle, which is like, maybe that's why you need a fucking, you know, how do you call the thing? A controller, like, to move the thingy. The word eludes me right now because I have a brain fart, and, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, the gameplay was good. Systems, let's talk about the systems, because usually Blizzard sucks when it comes to systems, alright? I can see enough complexion here. I can see enough complexion in the system to create your own build, but I worry that it will be meta the fuck out. I came from Diablo 3. Diablo 4 is definitely more complex, and I want to say way more complex. Actually, I don't want to sugarcoat it. Like, if you give it a try, if you like give it a shot and see for yourself, it is it's extreme. It's extreme. Like, you will feel overwhelmed. Now, if you come from PoE, you will feel underwhelmed. So, yeah, it's an entirely new system. Mind you, I cannot again offer you the full version, a full review of the entire game. This is of the beta, this is of what we played. I don't have access to the Paragon level 50. I don't have access to extra available points. I don't have access to a lot of things in this game. As such, I can only give you a review about what I have tried. But yeah, the system is different. Personally, I'm not particularly fond what they did with the gearing system, where like it feels bloated. Like this, in case you play the open beta and yours doesn't look like this, I went, I think, here in gameplay and I toggled on this advanced tooltip compare and tooltip information, so like you can see everything, alright? It feels bloated. For example, the gems are different, like they changed, like look at this. Critical damage down to vulnerable enemies, a lot of status effects, a lot of things. It's... if you're into that type of thing, you will enjoy that. If you're a more casual, I would suggest that you stick with Diablo 3 for now, at least until people learn how to meta the living crap out of this game. Mind you, I did mention about gameplay a few things, sound and audio, but I have left one thing out of mentioning. The story. The story is good. Memes aside, I was the first guy that said that Shadowlands story was dog shit. And when it finished, I said, you know what, I was correct, the story was dog shit. BFA story, I don't want to say terrible, but come on, okay? Coming from Diablo 3, I was a big Diablo 3 nerd. I wasn't doing content creation back then, but I very much loved reading all the books, all the notes that you would find in Pandemonium, for example, in Lyric's Manor, in all those places, right? Diablo 3 had very good and solid lore. Diablo 4, when you start and you play Diablo 4, you worry that what? It's not how I remember it. It's not how I know it. Wait, did they retcon something? But keep in mind that you learn the things that you learn from the perspective of the mortals. You learn the things that you learn from the perspective of what the people know around you, not what you, the Nephilim, knew back in Diablo 3. Because most of the secrets you learn about Lilith, Inarius, and the birthplace of humanity and Nephilims was in Sanctuary. No, sorry, a brain fart. Was in Pandemonium. Pandemonium was lost for millennia. Not even the angels knew where it was. And you went there to kill the Angel of Death, who was the Angel of Wisdom, Malthel, right? So you know the story from from much deeper perspectives. You know it from the archives itself. Now, this game revolves around that love story, Inarius and Lilith, okay? How Inarius was captured, how he resigned. Actually, you know what? Like, I can tell you what happened, or I can save you the spoilers and not go too deep into that. I will start with the non-spoilery version, okay? The non-spoilery version it works. The story works. It's immersive. It makes me want to know more. It makes me want to invest into this lovely world. And when I say lovely, I mean actually horrendous and terrible. Like, there have been happening a lot of dark and twisted shit, okay? Dark and twisted shit. I kid you not. This is not like a game that you would, I don't know, like that you would buy your kid, okay? It has some interesting mechanics. It has like the cinematics have like some interesting graphical stuff happening. Hear me out. The story is good. It's a very solid story. For the first time ever since Mists of Pandaria, briefly Legion 2, but mostly Mists of Pandaria, I will say that Blizzard created a solid story. I will give this story Act 1, mind you, Act 1, I have to emphasize on this. A 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10. My last achievement, I don't know if I can find it, is like, there we go, Act 1, complete Act 1. That's the only thing, that's the maximum I can do. Like you guys can see right here, this quest cannot be progressed in this version of the game. However, let's keep this brief and then I will give you guys a bit more details. Audio and visuals. Audio 10 out of 10, visuals 9 out of 10, or like 8.5 maybe. Gameplay I would give it was okay, it was good. It was good. I liked it. I would probably play a sorcerer if I were to get the game. I will give it an 8 out of 10. I wanted to try Necromancer because Necromancer is broken as shit with his build and I cared about the story, not like, oh, you know what, why don't I go and meta my character? No, because this character won't exist tomorrow. It will be deleted, right? So, I will give this an 8 out of 10. It does have this 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is good because it does have these feels good moments. And the story, 9 out of 10 of Act 1. Now, let's talk about a few things. Act 1. Act 1 in Diablo 3 ended with the Butcher. It was this whole arc. It had Tyrell. It had all these secrets before you would go to Caldeum, right? If I were to compare Act 1 of Diablo 3 and Act 1 with Diablo 4, I would say that they are almost about equal. If not, Diablo 4 makes it a bit better because I believe it appeals to a more mature audience. They went with a different approach into things. It's shorter, it's 10,000 times shorter, okay? But I wanted to mention something else. There are extra stories that you can do. They don't show right now in my map because I'm low level or something, like I don't know why. Oh, now this one. Hey, you know what? We found one. Side story. There are side stories that you can do, kind of like an MMO, to further accentuate your lore or your whole lore, right? You know, what happened to this town. I did some of them off stream last night when I was grinding levels for my character. It's something extra, something really good. You can you have more opportunities, that's what I'm saying. Diablo 3 had also stories. This is different. This has more stories. I enjoy that it is a more MMO-esque feeling, that if, when you're out in the open world, you find some events, you find people in the open world. You do events with the people, you kill some, you can kill a world boss like an MMO with some people, so like you have abilities like that. I loved it from that perspective, right? So you have like a better story, a more complete world, like it feels more alive. And that's super good. I will give that to them, you know? Now, I'm going to speak spoilers right now, okay? Before and up to the point I will do an X, okay? So I'm gonna start speaking spoilers now. If you don't want to know about the spoilers, skip this part until you see me on the screen do this thing, alright? Okay. Spoiler moments right now. Deep lore moments. You meet Lilith, clearly, right? You get almost fucking sacrificed in the first village. You see how the daughter of hatred, how the mother of us, the mother of humanity, or the mother of, should they be more precise and say, the Nephilim, okay, is a manipulative son of a bitch. Well, daughter of a bitch. Well, daughter of a dude. Well, daughter of a fucking terrible guy, right? She's Mephisto's daughter, okay? She manipulates. But the way she does, it's imagine if you had a sociopathic or a psychopathic mother who would show you love and you would feel love, but to someone who sees this from an external point of view, like to a third person, to another person, they would be like, holy fuck, right? Damn, you would be enslaved by the words of Lilith. You would be swayed over. You would actually treat her like your mother. She would like get this maternal link and just exploit it. I don't know if it is, if she does this for a good reason or a bad reason, and it doesn't matter. I can only tell you why that she does that, you know? It's a mother-like figure, like not in like mommy, well I guess like in mommy too as well, yes, but she is, you seek comfort to her words. She knows how to exploit you and she will do that, you know? There is no retconning, because what they did in Diablo 4 is like they took in the lore that they had built with Diablo 1, 2 and 3 and they added things. They enriched the overall lore, you know? And you get a fucking massive reveal, right? About Rathma being the son of Lilith and Inarius, the firstborn. And the shocking moment, I mean, in life, okay, most religions, what they teach you, devil bad, God good, right? You find out that Inarius himself killed his son because he couldn't tell him the secret, he couldn't tell him where the key to hell is. And then Lilith was angry, she was pissed, because she went in there to find her son murdered by the angel. And you meet, and you learn that Inarius is actually some kind of an asshole. Like, he's an asshole. He's nothing like Tyrael that we had in Diablo 3. So, how you drift from point A to point B to point C, like, you start, you almost get sacrificed, you get fed the blood of Lilith, but then you're saved by a dude who wakes you up, so you end up killing them. Now you're embarking upon this journey to learn what the fuck is happening with you. But because your blood is corrupted, now you know, you can see these visions about what Lilith has done and where Lilith has been. So you seek out the priest because you're like, you need to know what's happening, what's the situation, why are people going batshit crazy now? And this one story, like you learning about the world, leads you to the girl, what was her name? Our version of Leah, okay? I don't remember her name exactly, you know, it was a good girl, right? You meet the new Deckard Cain, who I don't remember his name as well, and that guy takes you to the Leah version of this game, who I don't remember, the name I don't remember, right? And then you go and you meet her mother slowly, but like, while you're doing your own quests, you also do the... It fits, it blends together really, really well, right? And then you go there, you see how the mother of this game's version of Leah was enslaved, but not really enslaved, more like seduced, more like manipulated by Lilith. So everything in the end comes, it's all coming together. Like, I know, Kronk meme, alright? It's all coming together. So I finished Act 1, and I'm really curious about how Act 2 is going to continue. Why? Because Act 1 felt like a self-sufficient prophecy. Maybe you played Final Fantasy XIV, okay? Do you remember Shadowbringers? Everybody knows Shadowbringers, okay? If you take the expansion as itself, it's a very solid expansion. Endwalker, you can't do that. In order to appreciate Endwalker, you need to have done all the other expansions before that, right? But Shadowbringers, even by itself, sure, you will miss a lot of the narrative, but even by itself, it's a self-sufficient expansion. It's good. Diablo 4 felt kind of like that. Felt like the Shadowlands versions of the game. Sorry, not the Shadowlands. If it was the Shadowlands, I would have uninstalled. That's probably Diablo Immortal. Felt like the Shadowbringers version of the game, right? Now, this is good. I go into Act 2 wanting to play Act 2. We're done with the spoilers, so like I do this thing, okay? Spoilers are over, okay? You can keep watching now if you're watching on YouTube or something. Hi, right? And now let's go into the not so good stuff. The not so good stuff, in my opinion, is the price tag of the game. I don't feel that Diablo 4 deserves a $70 price tag, the cheapest version. I don't feel that Diablo 4 deserves the 90 version of the game, which, mind you, is the same as the 70 version, if I recall correctly, but you only get 4 hours early access. Like, there are 3 versions of the game, okay? I don't remember the details exactly, but one of them is literally, you get 4 days early access. So this is clearly Blizzard trying to milk content creators, where like, you either are early or you're too late. That's how it is, right? Hopefully this video is not too late, but it doesn't matter if it is. Hope you're enjoying it. It's too expensive. They also admitted that they will be having a battle pass, right? For some convenience, for some cosmetics, most of the time, most likely cosmetics. And like, I've heard Asmongold, who is a content creator that I watch, say like, oh, you know what, I'm fine with the live service game having cosmetics. I am not. Why don't we do what From Software does? Or what Diablo 3 did? What did Diablo 3 do? Let's take it as an example. They gave you the base game, they gave you an expansion, and they gave you an extra DLC with the Rise of the Necromancer, alright? And that's it. You have no battle pass, you have no nothing, no extras. Why does this game need the battle pass? I think that's corporate greed on behalf of Blizzard, okay? And mind you, 70 euros, at least for me, I'm Greek, okay? 70 euros in Greece are a lot of money, okay? And I will give you guys a few options, and I will give you, of course, my final verdict about this game overall. You have to choose, because this year will be the year of ARPGs. Well, not only RPGs, but there are a lot of good ARPGs coming out here. Allow me to explain. So we have PoE right now. We know that PoE 2 will be released within 2023. Okay, I'm waiting for the next ExalCon to hear that. So if you're a hardcore fan, like you're gonna go big, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna go and like customize and do many builds and put many hours, many hours, the Path of Exile is free. Okay, you can pay to get some items, but I think you get them from other players. I'm not a Path of Exile content creator. I don't know that. Maybe you should check out the Path of Exile creator to tell you about that, right? But if you're gonna like put 3,000 hours, 2,000 hours into a game, if you're gonna like nerd the fuck out of the game, PoE would be your way to go, and it's free. If you want a casual ARPG, you have Diablo 3 right now. Last Epoch came out, and the systems, from what I watched on YouTube and from what I understood myself, are something in between. So Diablo 4 comes in order to rival Last Epoch, and that's around the place that they are at. Here's the problem. One of the two games costs 70 euros, the other game costs 33 euros, okay? So the way I see it, and if we're gonna talk about money, alright, value for money, this game looks pretty. But so do most Ubisoft games. It's the same shit. It's generic, right? I would not rush to pre-purchase this game. As a matter of fact, I won't pre-purchase this game. Maybe I end up buying it. I don't think so. I believe And I'm 99% sure that I will not buy Diablo 4 unless I find it in a sale at some point in the future for 20 euros, 30 euros. It's not worth 70 euros. It's too expensive. I'm sorry, but it is too expensive, in my opinion. And I love using this silly Indian saying that I don't even know if it's true. I just watched it on a television sometime, right? The saying is like this: you can put a tuxedo on a goat, but still a goat, right? This is still Diablo. I've played it. It looks pretty. It has a tuxedo, but hey, you know what? Not sure. Maybe I'll give it a try to Last Epoch. Maybe I'll give it a try to PoE 2. But as it is right now, I don't think that the value for money is there. So, if we're to sum it up, and I give you guys my final verdict. Visually, aesthetically pleasing, extremely aesthetically pleasing. Like, maybe I should just teleport somewhere to show you how much different this game can look if I manage to find the teleporter. Actually, I'm not even in the capital. I thought it was in capital, but I'm not in ELS now, right? The game looks very, very pretty. Look at this. It looks kind of realistic, but it's a game. It's pretty, it's nice. If you go into the snowfields of the north, it looks even better. They're like... Oh, okay, we were attacked. Never mind that. So, yeah, you have like the visually and aesthetically pleasing, right? Audio-wise, it's amazing, it's good. You will enjoy this. Gameplay-wise, immersive, good, enjoyable, right? Story-wise, for the first time in ages, very bloody solid. The open beta, if you remove the beta elements, because I don't want to like, what do I want to say? That we've got like disconnects, pausing and stuff like that, or that the game can kill your GPU. It can. It has killed 3080s. It can actually fry your GPU. It's a beta. It's a beta. Like, it would be silly for me to say those things, right? The beta ends. Really good game. I don't think you will get like a value for your money with this game. I don't see it. And that's all. That's my take on the matter. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. Let me know. Like, type in the comments below. Chat, let me know. If you guys think that this game was actually worth it. You guys saw it as I was playing it, right? And that would be all, I think. That would be all. Thank you for watching. Drop a sub. I don't normally like play games like this, even though like I have been playing Diablo for a long time. I love RPGs. I love story-driven RPGs. Every time an RPG has a good, solid story and is aesthetically pleasing to the eye, I will give it a shot. I will play it extensively. I want to nerd the heck out of it, right? But yeah, that's me. And if that's you, I would say try it. But the open beta is over, so like tough luck right there, right? Watch some gameplay. Don't rush to buy the game. When it drops on June, don't rush to buy the game. Be smart. It's 70 euros. Watch the content creators play it. See if you enjoy what they're doing. And then buy it. If you want. Or don't buy it if you don't want. But that would be all from King Shiny right here. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment. It really helps, and that would be all. So, see ya.